Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mr. Bernard's AP Environmental Science class. Today, we're going to talk about how we can preserve the environment and in marine species and increase fish harvest for fishermen. Let's go. So what we're going to be talking about are marine reserves and marine protected areas. And let's say we've got an area of coastline, that's land, and here's an area of ocean. And people have been fishing this ocean for years. They come out of the port in this city right here, and they catch the little fish that are swimming out in the ocean. And after a while, the amount of fish have decreased. So what do we do? Well, first of all, it's important to identify critical habitat. So let's say in this environment, the critical habitat is a kelp forest right offshore. Now, the fishermen could go right into that kelp forest, catch all the fish, destroying the kelp forest. But what people have figured out is that fish don't understand boundaries. So if we make an imaginary line around the kelp forest, and the fishermen can't go into the kelp forest, how are they going to fish? Well, remember, the fish don't understand boundaries. And if we leave the kelp forest alone, lots and lots of fish will multiply, and eventually, some will decide to leave. Because it's getting crowded in here. So when the fish leaves, the boat comes up and catches them, and now we've got a sustainable fish harvest. Now, how big do we make the reserve? Well, if we make the reserve too big, the fish may never swim out of it. And I guess you can imagine, if we make the reserve too small, we're going to have problems as well. So let's take a look at what happens when we make the reserve too small. We make the reserve too small, and we get fishermen maybe starting to encroach upon critical habitat, degrading critical habitat, reducing the overall fish harvest. Now, placement of these is very important. They ran into a situation in South Africa a number of years ago where the government placed a marine reserve in critical habitat, which happened to be right outside of the port of the city. Since boats couldn't sail through the critical habitat, they were stuck and they couldn't get out to their traditional fishing grounds. As you can imagine, people got upset and it didn't work out too good. So they ended up changing the boundaries and creating a fish harvest that was sustainable by protecting some of the critical habitat, but allowing fishermen to come in and fish in other areas and get in and out of the port. I hope that helped. If you like what you've seen, please hit like and subscribe to Mr. Bernard's YouTube channel. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.